Welcome home. Can I say that?
Yes, absolutely.
Because Chicago, you spent 10 years of your life here. This is, I know you're from Texas, but Chicago's kind of like home, right?
It is. I tell people Chicago gave me my soul. 10 years being here. I wouldn't be where I am today without those 10 years right around the corner in Chicago.
Yeah, we've been following you on social media. You seem extra excited to be back, and you were showing some pictures of you and Oprah and all kinds of people.
It's crazy, you know, I have this, like all of us, you know, this keepsake box, and I hadn't gone through it in a very long time, and they called, our team with the show called and said, you know, can we get some pictures? And I started looking through it, and everything just flooded back. And I've gotten back to Chicago a couple of times. In fact, the last time I was here, I was pregnant and people didn't know it, and I took a picture right on Michigan Avenue Bridge, and it, you know, all those memories come back. But the 10 years I spent working here, it's amazing. I get emotional thinking about it because it was just so much of who I am today.
What do you miss most about Chicago?
The people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you will never get people who root for you like Chicago. I mean, when you think about all of the greats who've come through this town, it's easy to say, yeah, Chicago loves the Walter Paytons, the Michael Jordans, the Oprah Winfreys, but the everyday people that you encounter are the type that will root for you no matter what. I just started out at Fox, and I was at the Water Tower when they had one of those food halls there.
Yeah.
I'll never forget, I went to go pay for my little whatever it was at the time, and this woman who was checking me out, she said, "You're that new girl on 32? And I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Go get them, we're rooting for you."
Yeah.
And everything in her she gave to me. I'll never meet her again. I don't know her name. We never said a word after that because I was like, lady, I'm hungry. But everything in that moment is everything about Chicago. It's the town that will root for you. As long as you love Chicago, it'll love you back.
Yeah, how much of that do you want to encapsulate in the new show?
It is the show. You know, our show is based on, I want people to watch and see themselves no matter what. Here we are, very different people, clearly. Val and I may look alike more than you and me, Ryan. But, you know, I want you to watch my show and see yourself. I want you to be inspired. I want there to be someone on the show that you never expected to have a connection with, and suddenly you do. People ask me all the time, oh, do you have a dream celebrity guest? And I said, it's not that. I want the everyday person that has their story, that you will find inspiration, that when you're down on your luck, as I've been and all of us have been, you pull and say, I remember when that person said that. That's how I feel right now. So for me, it's not, I would love to have Rihanna on and get me some free Fenty, don't get me wrong. But I learned from being a reporter and working here for so many years, it's the unexpected person that will say something to you that when you are on the ground, it will get you back up.
Yeah, well, you definitely have a lot to talk about with this latest new chapter in your life, newlywed and motherhood. Yeah. Tell us about the baby. Is it hard being on this press tour away from Cold?
No, I'm doing it like a cake. Of course it's hard. I mean, listen, it's a work in progress. I'm glued to the phone. My mother is sending me videos of the baby. I'm looking at him. I want to cry because I'm not there. But I know that in the end, he is my greatest joy, but doing what I do for a living also brings me great joy. And there's no secret to having it all. I'm not trying to have it all.
Right.
This is what God meant for me to be doing at this time, to be the mother of this child, to be the wife to my husband, but also have this love of what I do. I don't have an extraordinary life, but I've had an extraordinary journey, and that included me, surprisingly, in 1997, accepting the job to work in Chicago. The day I took my job in Chicago, I was offered a job in Miami, Seattle, and in Chicago. And my friend Steve Pickett, who's a reporter in Dallas, he said, go to Chicago. I promise you, this will set you up for everything you want. I had no idea when I got out of that cab and went over into my little corporate apartment that it would turn into all of this. But it all makes sense now, including this baby. I can't, it's the hardest on-the-job training ever. The second hardest thing to standing out doing cold weather reports in Chicago was having this kid.
Yeah.
I think the labor pains were less painful than the hawk in this town, but it's all coming together. But I'm okay with failing at all of it, except for with Moses.
I was going to ask you, what scares you the most about motherhood?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing, because...
Oh, well, you tell me something, because I got two, and I'm still scared.
No, because I'm willing to fail at it, and meaning not with him, but if I don't get the diaper right, if the hat falls off in the sun and somebody trolls me on social media saying, your baby should have a son, I'm okay with that. I'm going to put in the same love. My grandfather had a second-grade education. He was a sharecropper. My mom was a 19-year-old single mom. Do you really think the odds were on their side? they just gave me love, and that's all I can give. So if I have love on my side, I'm never afraid.
Yeah, you mentioned this was all kind of God's plan. You named your son Moses. That's any coincidence there?
No, I don't know any other Moses. No, you know what? My husband's Jewish, I'm Christian, and Moses meant something to both of us. If it was a girl, it was going to be Mary, to be honest. I can't believe I'm telling that secret. I might have a daughter one day, and I've just told her name. Moses meant something to both of us, and I said Moses, and he said, that's perfect. And I jokingly say, you know, when you're 48 years old having your first child and you name him Moses, God is going to take it easy on you. So hopefully he'll be a good kid. He won't give his 900-year-old mom that much trouble.
Oh, stop it.
But no, it's true. I know that I'm an older mom, and if I didn't know it, people on social media let me know. But that's a part of the journey. And
are you serious? People are saying, I mean, in this day and age, people are having their kids later in life. It's more the norm than not.
It's the norm in big cities because you have the ability to have IVF treatments. I had IVF. I did not have this. Listen, the age thing was not on my side. That's just a fact. And so for me, I don't feel bad about it. I don't feel away, as the kids say, about it. But it is, the average mom is not 48 of age. They're just not. Now more than ever before, you have a growing number of women who are able to conceive later in life, but that's still very small numbers proportionately. Whatever the age is, though, it's a journey, it's an experience, and I'm learning, and I think on the show, we will talk about that. We will talk about, someone asked me the other day, you know, how are you different as a mom at 48 versus if you were in your 20s? And I said, I don't think that's a fair question. Because again, we're all just doing the best we can, whether it's at work, whether it's in a relationship. When I left my last job, I had no idea how this was all going to play out, but I knew I was going to be okay.
Yeah, well,
just like with this motherhood thing, I hope.
Yeah, I know you want everybody to watch. You got a built-in #1 fan, so look at it that way.
My child, yes, and my mom. I don't know, it's the #1.
And your husband.
Yes, he has to. I got a trifecta. So I've got a rating of 3 so far.
Yeah. So Tamron, thank you so much for being here. Best of luck on your new show. Tamron Hall will air at 4 p.m. on CW26 and at 8 p.m. on The U. It all kicks off Monday, September 9th. All the best.